I mean, Elvis, he had a big heart, you know. Elvis was you know, forget about Elvis off, you know, don't think about Elvis on stage. Think about him off stage. Elvis was, you know, he had a big heart, and I think one of my favorite Elvis stories is when he there's this African American woman. She was looking at a Cadillac, and he said, "Oh, you like that Cadillac?" And she said, "Oh yeah." And then she said, "All right, well here are the keys. That's yours."
Wow.
And so she was just like going crazy, you know. I mean, Elvis, you know, he was a giver, and so that's one thing I love about Elvis, that not only was he a great performer, but he was there for his fans, and he loved his fans. That was the main thing for me. He didn't say, "Oh no, I don't have time for you. No, I'm done signing autographs." No, he waited until he got every signature signed on that picture, you know. And so that's what I love about Elvis. That's what I would want people to know about Elvis. That
he had the Taylor Swift of his day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he had a big heart, and the way he treated people was, I think, is golden, you know.
That's awesome.
So then when you're performing, traveling and all that, do you find, like, what is the fan base now like? Is it older people, or is it all ages? And do you have like you know, rabid Elvis fans that are like screaming while you're performing, or waiting for you outside? Oh my God, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because a lot of the new generation is starting to come to the shows. You know, you have all the Elvis fans that go to the shows, and then next thing you know, there's, you know, little kids from 9 years old and you know, from 9 to 99. I mean, I think all the new generation is starting to come to the shows, and even if they're not Elvis fans, they leave as an Elvis fan, and you know, and yeah, like you said, the fans, you know, because after the shows we come out for a meet and greet, and sometimes they just go crazy, you know. Even when I'm performing, they just it's like a real Elvis concert, you know. Which is cool because it's like, you know, we're bringing a memory back. And so yeah, it's so cool to see the new generation there, and, you know, and people that even go to the shows. I know people that they've seen Elvis live, so they're all big Elvis fans. So yeah, it's really cool to see the new generation starting to come out and supporting the shows and stuff. So
definitely.
So it's cool.
Have you ever heard of anybody suffering like a real bad hip injury?
No, I don't think so. I've never heard that. I know. After we do a show, we leave sore, but
yeah, you gotta loosen up.
It's worth it, you know.
Yeah.
It's so worth it.
A lip strain. Put some ice on it.
Is there like a big workout regimen to doing this, or do you just make sure you dance every day, or what?
You just got to keep moving, man. You know, and I mean, I don't.
You're 21. You have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
not worried about you at all.
I'm worried about old Elvis though. How's
no, they're all in great shape. Yeah, they're all in great shape, and because, like you said, if they're not in great shape, they will. You know,
I'll feel it.
You know, pull something.
Yeah.
So.
Especially when the old ones do all the karate chops and the karate kicks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's kind of hard to do in a jumpsuit.
Yeah, and they're wearing the white boots, and so it's I give them a lot of credit. But
as you age, are you gonna? I mean, I don't know if you've given any thought to this. You're gonna play it by ear, but like, are you gonna stay with 50s Elvis?
You know, I have a plan. I'm gonna do what Elvis did. You know, and
shoot TVs.
I'm sorry. Oh man, I don't know about that, but you know, I'm gonna
flat screen just doesn't have the same zing that an old tube television.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, eventually in the future, I'm gonna move on up.
Yeah.
It depends how I look, if I'm in the right era, but yeah, eventually I'm gonna move on to the 60s and go on to the jumpsuit. But right now it's the 50s, man. It's
nothing wrong with that.
No, I love the whole moving the leg and it's fun.
So when did you ever? I imagine you've seen the Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh, too many
footage.
times.
Yeah. So I mean, it just seems so bizarre that it was such a controversy at the time. I mean, any thoughts about that? I mean, or I don't know if there is like any point to really my question there, but I'm just being like,
will you be performing behind a modesty panel on stage?
No, just the band's just going to be behind me. But
one question though, speaking about the Ed Sullivan Show in the early days, you said you got like a full 10-piece band.
Right.
Do you ever do the scaled down, like basically Elvis and the Jordanaires, like you in a 3-piece?
There's some shows we do that. I know when I go on stage, the horn section, they're not going to be there because Elvis didn't have horns in the 50s.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have my Jordanaires there, and there's like 4 backup singers. So and then the main band. So we recreate the illusion of every era. So
what is your favorite song to sing? And is there any song that you're like made to sing but you don't? You're like, I wish I didn't have to do that one, but it's so popular.
No, I mean all Elvis songs. I love all Elvis songs. But I don't. That's a hard one. There's a lot. I love Elvis. There's a lot of Elvis songs I love to sing, but I think the song that really gets me going is "Don't Be Cruel." Because once they start the song, it's like everybody knows it. Like, oh my God, Mm-hmm. So I think that's when that one is probably my favorite one to sing.
Wow, you've never been heckled, have you?
Who heckles Elvis?
I'm just asking. People are insane.
You mean like fans going crazy? Like,
no, it means like if anybody goes, you're not like him or whatever.
I like to ask that of any performer. Really, just like when you're performing in front of a room full of strangers, statistically, one of them is going to be insane. Just like,
oh yeah, I mean, I remember
this town
we did this. We did a show, and this girl came up for a hug, and I went down to hug her, and she just like put her arm around me, and I thought I was going to fall off stage.
Oh my God!
But you just have to just go with it, man. I mean, Elvis did that, so you just have to recreate that illusion, and so I mean, as long as she was happy, man.
Yeah. All right, that's good.
So how does this affect you with friends or with women you meet? What do people think? People your own age, and when you were growing up, was it ever odd, or do people always think, "Oh, that's really cool"?
Growing up, when I would say, "Oh, I do Elvis," they would just be like, "Oh, okay, cool," And then you get the other people that are like, "What do you mean?" Like, and then people my age, some it's rare, but some be like, "Oh yeah, I know Elvis." Mm-hmm. Other people are like, I don't know who Elvis is. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know who Elvis is? So, it's kind of crazy to meet the people that don't know who Elvis is.
Yeah.
But with the friends and stuff, I have 4 best friends, so they all love Elvis, which is cool, and I grew up with them, so they always support, which is cool. And but yeah, it's crazy to know that people my age don't really know who Elvis is. But the ones that do, that's what I'm talking about.
What's your opinion on the plural form of Elvis? It's not Elvi.
It's not
Elvi.
Elvi, isn't that
Elvis's
Elvum?
Elvum. Elvis's Elvi. Yeah, Elvi. Yeah.
Did you see Honeymoon in Vegas? Do you know what that is? The movie?
I've heard of it. I'm not sure.
Oh, you've got to see that. It involves a team of they call themselves the Flying Elvises, I believe, and they jump out of a plane. They're skydiving, and Elvis jumps.
Is that with Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
then I did see that one. Yeah,
yeah, it's a classic. It's a must.
What was the heist film? 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's it's funny. It's a funny story. We went on a vacation. We ran into this Elvis karaoke bar, and the guy that was running the karaoke, he was actually in the movie, and so that was pretty cool.
He was in 3,000 Miles.
Yeah, he was one of the Elvises.
Wow.
I don't think he was the main one. I think he was just one of the Elvis. But
it happened at an Elvis convention. So for those who haven't seen the movie, so there were a plethora of Elvises.
Yeah, so he took out a book and he was showing me pictures, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
Do you have any professional goals? Anything you haven't accomplished yet? Would you like to skydive as Elvis?
Oh, no.
Carnegie Hall?
No, man.
Open a wedding chapel in Vegas?
Yeah, man. What's on your list?
No, none of that stuff is on my list.
Swing of the miss.
You've heard of Plan B. These are further down.
Yeah, these are like
down.
past Z.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that's too far for me. But no, my goal is to keep Elvis's music alive and the legacy, and travel the world as Elvis, and just, like I said, keep the legacy alive. I want people to, continue loving Elvis, and that's why this is why we do what we do, because we want to keep Elvis alive, and we want people to keep on loving Elvis.
What do you think it is, like, if you had to boil it down to one thing, what do you think is the one thing that, for speaking for yourself, but also for fans around the world, what do you think is the one thing that just kind of makes Elvis, for lack of a better?
Man, I think it's just his charisma and his personality.
It's pretty cool.
He had on stage. That's
He's a cool dude.
That's what people, when they see it, it's magic. And that's why they're like, oh my God. And then, they study him more and more and watch movies. And it's just his personality, man. And like I said, the love he had for people and the way he treated people. And so I think that's what people around the world love, is just the magic of Elvis, And he just had a style that nobody else had, which is crazy, And yeah, there will never be another Elvis. That's all I can say.
Well, there's you, man. So.
Don't be so modest.
I tell people I'm an Elvis fan first before I'm an Elvis tribute artist. So
gotcha.
So yeah, it's like I said, it's a big honor to pay tribute to him.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite Elvis movie?
Oh man, that's like asking me what my favorite Elvis song is. It always changes.
Yeah.
I think right now probably has to be Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah.
But then maybe tomorrow it's Blue Hawaii or King Creole. I mean, I don't know. But right now it's Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah. Cool.
Can you give us a couple uh-huhs? Hey.
Wow. Yeah, you were mentioning earlier, I think this was before the interview, but you were talking about how younger Elvis spoke and sang in a higher register than most people are.
Yeah, back when Elvis was back in the, Elvis was a Southern boy, so back in the 50s he had that higher range, especially when he talked like on the Ed Sullivan Show, be like, thank you very much, friends, and then as he got older, it was more like thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and so it was, it was just the times, when the more you grow older, the deeper your voice gets.
Sure.
So yeah.
Have you ever been invited, or have you thought about collaborating with other people on like basically like a $1 Million Quartet kind of deal? Like find a Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's funny? Quick Productions. They're the ones that we're doing the show, the Wonder of Elvis at the Glendale Theater in Glendale. Oh yeah, I said that. But they actually have a show called Class of '56. Which is about the story of the $1 Million Quartet. So it's me as Elvis, and then we have a Jerry Lee Lewis, a Johnny Cash, and a Carl Perkins. So we all just get on stage and jam out, and we just recreate the story of what happened that night in Sun Records. So it's pretty cool.
Probably not a ton of Carl Perkins impersonators, relatively speaking.
Yeah, and
it's more niche.
Yeah, and so speaking of that, July 4th, we're actually doing that at the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood.
Okay, well, I know where I'm doing July 4th. Who needs fireworks? It's all on stage.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you can't catch fireworks anywhere else, you can catch fireworks at the El Portal Theater.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
So then could you possibly like gift us with a rendition of one of the songs? Can you do it a cappella, or do you need us to pull up some music?
No, I can
give us a little taste.
Let's show you can do Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so.
Wow.
I gotta say, I swooned. I'm not sure I've ever swooned before.
Oh, man.
That's certainly enough for a guy.
I swooned.
So what about, could you do, you like, you said Don't Be Cruel is your favorite? Could you do a little of that?
All right, let's try that. Hey, you know I can be fine. I sing home all alone. If you can't come around, at least please the telephone. Don't be cruel. Too hard, that's true.
Yeah, man.
I like the backup, man.
Keep going. We're gonna do the whoop whoop.
Oh, we're not. All right.
I mean, you can keep going, but no, we are.
Wow.
Believe in the integrity of the music.
I got my own Jordanaires here, man.